for now. All right. So chapter 3, which you will all be excited, is our eating chapter. Okay. Because we talk about how to fairly divide things. Okay. We will divide things that we can cut up into small pieces, like a pizza or a cookie cake. Or I'm not buying pizza.
What if I buy it?
Boy.
See,
I'm trying to do cookie cakes for Friday.
I actually like this class. I might buy some pizza if you let me. You keep the band with you, I need no flex.
Okay, so we're going to talk about how to fairly divide. I already have our food for tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to do Pop-Tarts. I've taken cherry and strawberry Pop-Tarts and cut them in half and put them together with white chocolate.
Oh,
And I've also taken brown sugar, cinnamon, and chocolate fudge and fused it together with milk chocolate. Sorry. This is the chapter, yeah. This is the chapter you're gonna get back. Sorry. It just works that way.
It's all right.
Sorry. Listen, I'm down 5 pounds. I'm sure I'll gain it between tomorrow and Friday. It's fine.
Yeah, you lost 5 pounds that quick. What type of diet you on?
Go on.
Yeah. I need that diet.
It's called soccer workouts.
So what?
Soccer workouts.
Oh.
Okay, so as always, we have to start with the basics at the beginning, and then we will get into our methods. Okay, so you have 3 elements that you need for a fair division game. The first one is the goods. This is what we're going to divide. Okay, so we can divide physical objects. Okay, so that would be like a pie or land. Okay, you can break up land into certain segments.
That's kind of like the county lines.
Mm-hmm. Or we can also separate intangibles. Okay. Something you can't physically touch. So something like your rights or obligations.
You
You can't even see what it
Did you just say mandula?
Oh, that's where it's at.
Okay. We also need players. You need people to split this up. Okay. These people can be individual people like you or myself, or we could split this up into groups, schools, institutions, whatever. And then the last thing we need is we need a value system. Anybody in here allergic to anything?
Not that I know of.
I'm allergic to fake people.
You're allergic to fake people.
Right.
Fantastic. So, what would you value fake people at as a number? 0. Okay? If you don't like fake people, you value them at a 0. If you're allergic to peanuts, you're going to value it as a 0. Anything with peanuts in it, you're not going to want it. Okay? So, you're going to assign values to different things. Okay? If we're talking absolute terms, absolute terms mean we're worth money. Okay, so something like you have a Kit Kat bar or Twix, and you would assign it value. What do you like more?
The Twix.
You like the Twix
Oh,
more.
yeah.
Okay.
I say that.
Okay, so some of you would value a Kit Kat more, so you would price it higher than what you would price Twix. Some of you like Twix more, so you would price it higher than you would Kit Kat.
Give it a 32.
Okay, if we're talking relative terms, we're talking percentage. Obviously, what you like more is going to have a higher percentage. What you like less is going to have a smaller.
32.
In these games, everybody everybody should get what they consider to be a fair share. In order to find your fair share value should be greater than or equal to. You take your total amount of goods and we divide by the number of players. So think about it. If you have $1 and you're splitting it between 4 people evenly, everybody should get what?
A quarter.
A quarter. Okay, that's what they're talking about here. If I have $100 and I'm splitting it evenly between 5 people, everybody gets $20. Questions so far? I've got 2 examples that go with this, and then we're going to talk about some assumptions that we have.
Okay, so I got a question. Okay,
Yes.
so the fair share, could it have a decimal?
Yes.
Is it gonna have to be a fraction?
Your fair share? No.
So it'll never be a fraction.
Okay. So we've got Paul, and Paul is one of 4 players. He values S1, that's your first piece. S1 represents your first piece. Your first piece is worth 12%. Your second piece is worth 27%. Your third piece is 18%. And fourth piece is 43%. Fair is greater than or equal to what? So the first thing I need to do is get the total of all of my pieces. So 12, 27, 18, and 43. It does come out to be 100. Okay, so we have 100%. Well, not 1,000, 100. Okay, if I have 100% and I'm dividing that up in between 4 people, what percent is fair? 25. So, in order for a piece to be fair, it has to be 25% or higher. So now you're going to go back to your pieces. What's the percentage on piece 1?
12.
Is that fair?
No.
No. What about piece 2?
Yes.
Yes, it's at 27. So Paul thinks piece 2 is fair. S2. Take a look at S3. Is it fair?
No.
No, it's only 18. What about S4?
Yes.
Yes. So S4 is fair.
So pretty much anything that's over the 25%. Right?
Absolutely.
Big facts.
Big facts.
Big facts.
So if you get a quick marks.
Jeff is one of 5 players. He values piece 1 at $35, piece 2 at $40, piece 3 at $23, piece 4 at $22, and piece 5 at $30. So again, we need to get our grand total. So we've got $35, 40, 23, 22, and 30. You said for a grand total of what? 150. What am I dividing by this time?
5.
5. I've got 5 players.
It's 30.
So $30 or more is fair to Jeff. What pieces are fair to Jeff?
S1.
S1,
S2.
S2,
S5.
S5.
Yeah, let's see.
Question.
You're an excellent teacher.
So this
You
is.
gotta get harder.
It is.
You're the best teacher in the school. You are Miss Miller. Really used to work out. Good.
Miss Miller is awesome.
Happy school kids, you can't even teach, man.
Miss Miller was my first friend here.
For real?
When I moved here, it was just me, he was my fiance at the time. He was still up north. Miss Miller invited me to her house for dinner and
Oh, what y'all eat?
chicken fajitas that night.
Can I have some?
Oh, they were bomb too. Her daughter.
Can I have some?
Okay, so your goal of the game is to give each player a fair share. That is your goal. So we assume some things about the players. First, each player is a thinking rational agent seeking to maximize. Let's get the giggles out now. They're going to maximize their share of the booty. We're talking money.
Booty. I don't share
Okay.
booty.
So, every player is thinking, I want more, I want more, I want more. Okay? They're also going to be cooperative. Players are willing participants and they accept the rules of the game. There's no sore losers.
Except.
Okay? You get what you get, suck it up.
Is that how you want us to write it?
That's how you spell it.
I thought it was
I put it looks like ACUPT.
That's accept.
Oh my gosh.
I thought he said it cool.
Is that better?
Oh yeah, that's better.
Put a space between them.
Don't make me throw things at you.
I bet you won't. I'm gonna throw
Okay.
something back.
Number 3 is about privacy. No player knows anything about anybody else. So each player has no useful information. I don't know that Trey may not like caramel. I don't know that Saphir won't eat peanuts. Okay, you don't know anything about anybody else. You only know how you feel about things. And the last thing, symmetry. Players have equal rights
I heard this before.
in sharing the goods. Okay, we don't discriminate here.
Well,
Okay.
I think some of these teachers do discriminate. I ain't even gonna flex.
Okay, we're talking about math and things we can control.
Not bad.
Okay. Fair division method. Okay, we have 2 different types of goods. One is continuous. That is something that I can sit there and I can slice into smaller and smaller pieces every time. So something like a pizza or a cake or a pie. Okay, I can give you a piece of pie that's about that big. Okay, I can cut it smaller and smaller and smaller.
Oh, if you was to give me something that small, we'll have to fight for real. Especially if it's good.
Sorry.
You're gonna have to buy it.
Okay, the last thing, or the last one, is discrete items. Something like a house. You can't take a saw and cut a house in half and split it up.
I mean,
Okay,
Medea
No.
did it.
listen. Why? Third Block came up with Medea too.
it was in a movie.
Who the heck was it?
Yo, Medea.
Janaya.
Okay,
She
so,
goes, "Have you seen Diary of a Mad Black Woman?" I was like,
okay, so it was
Yes.
Medea.
I've seen it.
Yes.
I've seen
She was
it.
like, yeah.
I've seen it
Hey,
with the
hey,
couch.
hey,
I've seen it. I've seen it. Okay. You can't cut up a car. If you cut a car in half, it's useless. Okay, so those are those type of goods. Or we can mix it up and you can have a little bit of each. Okay. Flip the page, last page. Woo!
Oh, for real?
This is it.
Boy, you the plug for real.
Then you can work on the practice problems
Oh,
and
no.
you be done.
This time.
What do you think your practice problems are?
Oh, word.
You know you want somebody that is real.
Okay. So, when we do this, we talk about value fractions, how you feel about it, and physical fractions, what is there. So, Dan's buying this huge cake for $20. Half of his cake is chocolate, half is strawberry. Dan values chocolate 3 times as much as he values strawberry. If you had to assign numbers to chocolate and strawberry, what would you assign it? If he values chocolate 3 times as much as strawberry.
4 to 1. 75.
3 and 1. Okay. Keep it small. You could have done, okay, but try to keep it small. Okay. So what I tell everybody is start with what he likes the least. So if he values chocolate 3 times as much as strawberry, what does he like the least?
Strawberry.
Strawberry. So we give strawberry a 1. He likes it, but he doesn't like it a lot. If he hated it, what would you take?
0.
0. Perfect. Okay. If strawberry is a 1 and chocolate is 3 times as much as that, chocolate is a 3. What do you get for a total here?
4.
4. That means his chocolate value fraction is 3/4. His strawberry is 1/4. Okay. You always need to find the total. Okay. Physical fractions. Think about what we're talking about. I'm talking about a circle.
1/2.
Hold on. We're talking about a circle. If I have an entire circle, how many degrees is that? 360 degrees. Okay, Jeremiah, hold off, please. Because not everybody's up to where you are right now. Okay, give it a minute. Okay, if this entire thing is 360 and I'm splitting it between 2 flavors, okay, chocolate and strawberry.
180.
So that means each part, each physical fraction is going to be out of 180. There's 180 degrees available. Okay. I'm going to give you 2 equations. The first one is, how do I find my relative value? How do I find the percentage or the fraction of what this is worth? Okay, so we need to talk chocolate first. To find chocolate's value, you would take the value fraction and multiply it by the physical fraction. Okay. Right now, I'm just giving you the grounds for what you're going to do. We're not plugging in any numbers yet. We'll get there in the next one. Okay.
Is the relative and absolute two totally different things? So why did you put chocolate?
We're doing chocolate and strawberry. I'm not done. Okay, so once we find out how much we value chocolate, we're going to add in how much we value strawberry. And it's still value fraction times your physical fraction. You would plug that in and you would get a number for your relative value. It all depends on what your piece is involving. Okay. Once you get this relative value, to get your absolute value, you would take your relative value, and you multiply that times how much money you spent on your item. Okay. Absolute means money.
So would you, well, in this case, you would do 3 of 4 times
180.
Okay. Give me a minute until we get to an example, because you can't plug anything in until we get to an example. Okay.
And I gotta get it right.
So, how much is each half of the cake to this person? So, we're going to talk strawberry first. I'm going to erase this for a minute. Okay. So, we're going to pretend this isn't even here. We don't have any chocolate. All I have is strawberry. So, in order to find the value of strawberry, we take the value fraction, which is what?
1/4.
1/4. Okay, if I have 180 degrees of strawberry available, and I'm giving you all of it, how much is that as a fraction? 180 out of 180.
No. 180 out of 180?
Yes.
Wouldn't that just be 1?
Yes. But I need to see it as a fraction. Okay.
My bad. Oh, you good, bro?
Okay. So, your value of strawberry times how much strawberry I'm giving you. I'm giving you all 180 out of 180, which gives me a relative value of what? 1/4. Because like Marcus said, 180 out of 180 is 1. And 1 times a 4 is a 4. To now move over and find the absolute value, you take 1/4 times, how much do we pay for this cake? $20.
5.
So the strawberry half of the cake is only worth $5 to Dan because he doesn't really like strawberry. He likes chocolate. So his chocolate should be more. Okay? So now we're going to figure out how much he values the chocolate half of the cake. So chocolate's value fraction, 3/4. If I'm giving you the entire chocolate half, my fraction looks like what? 180 out of 180. So he likes his chocolate as 3/4. So 3/4 times 20. How much in money is this half worth to him? $15.
So you would put everything over it. Like,
Always, this one's always going to be at a 180 because that's what's available. Okay. We'll look at one that's not. Okay. Take a look at this one. This time I'm changing it up. I'm giving you this piece. Okay. So this piece is 30 degrees of chocolate. So I need to figure out the value of chocolate. So I need chocolate's value fraction. 3/4. Okay, there's chocolates. I'm only giving you 30 degrees of chocolates.
30 out of 80.
So 30 out of 180. Okay. And means to add. So plus, your piece also contains strawberry. So I need strawberry's value fraction, 1/4. And how much strawberry am I giving you?
30.
30. So it's another 30 out of 180. And you would plug that in.
0.16.
Change it to a fraction.
That'll be 1 2/3.
Hit math. 1. Enter. 1/6. Okay. So this piece is worth 1/6 to him. With a relative value. Okay. How much money is this worth to him? Well, we've got 1/6 for a relative value times 20. How much money is this one worth to him?
3.33.
$3.33. How are we feeling so far?
How do you turn that to a decimal again? Oh, okay.
You've got your 1 and 2 are between fraction and decimal. Okay?
Okay, wait, can you go back for a quick?
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, where it says absolute on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you never mind, I got it.
You good?
Up to the right.
Okay. So now we're talking pizza. We got some Hawaiian, some cheese, and some pepperoni. Okay? I don't like Hawaiian.
Pineapple does not go on pizza.
What?
Yes, it
Yes, it does.
No.
Now give me a good Philly cheesesteak sub,
Yeah.
but you need to go to Philadelphia for
Yeah,
that.
you can't get that around.
No. No. Yes, sir. I'm sorry, let me back this up. Mr. Raines isn't done back there. And I can't extend it till
Not yours. Don't do that.
She says, hurry up.
I'm trying to. This big can't do it right here. Keep moving.
Okay, while he's doing that, okay, if I take a circle and I cut it into 4 different flavors, each section's worth how many degrees?
25, or no.
Oh, no.
90.
90. 360, you're dividing by 4 flavors. Each piece is 90%. Or not, yeah, 90%. 90 degrees. Okay, so you've got to pay attention to how many flavors and stuff you're splitting everything into. Are we good now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's take a look at this one. First things first, value fractions. Hawaiian 3 times as much as cheese. Pepperoni 5 times as much as cheese. What is their lowest?
Cheese.
Cheese. So we start cheese off with a 1 because they like it. They just don't like it a lot. Hawaiian 3 times as much as cheese. So if cheese is a 1, Hawaiian is a
3.
pepperoni 5 times as much as cheese. If cheese is a 1, pepperoni is a. Okay. Question. If I would change this and say pepperoni 5 times as much as Hawaiian, what would pepperoni see? 15. Fantastic. Please watch the wording. Okay? They will trip you up, and I will tell you there is one on your quiz. So pay attention to what they're saying. Okay? All right. So these value fractions are out of what? 9. Yes, you can change 3/9 to 1/3. You can leave it alone too. Okay. What? Where I got the 9?
Yeah.
3 plus 5 plus 1. Okay. Okay. I've got my circle. So it's 360 degrees total. How many flavors am I doing?
3.
3. So each section is 120.
Oh, man.
Each section is 120 degrees. Okay. All right. We're going to figure out these pieces according to Greg. Piece 1 is 40 degrees Hawaiian. How do I write that? Start with the value fraction, physical fraction. So 40 Hawaiian, value fraction. 3/9.
Can we just put 1/3?
You can.
Yes.
Okay.
Times.
3/9 times. How much? Good. I'm giving you 40 degrees out of the 120 that's available.
We have to add that.
Okay. And tells me to add.
Can you tell me where you got 40? Oh, Jesus.
Your piece is 40 degrees.
Is that 1/3?
Gentlemen, we need to stop. And now.
Is that 1/3?
And 80 degrees of pepperoni. So now pepperoni's value fraction. 5/9. How much pepperoni am I giving you? 80 out of 120. That's it. I'm giving you Hawaiian and pepperoni. Plug it in and give me an answer. I'm gonna move this so I have a little bit of room. I'm gonna plug that in and get an answer.
13 over 27.
13 out of 27. Okay, piece 2. We're talking 80 degrees Hawaiian first.
So we're not finding the absolute value on this?
No. It doesn't give you a price for the pizza,
Yeah,
so you
that's,
really
that's what
can't,
I,
yeah.
yeah.
We could if I told you your pizza was $80.
Yeah.
Expensive. With 3/9. Okay, what does my fraction that goes with 3/9 look like?
80 out of 120.
80 out of 120. Okay. And with this Hawaiian, I'm giving you some cheese. So I start off with
1/9.
1/9. And my second fraction should look like
40 out of 20.
40 out of 120.
120, that's what I'm doing.
I knew what you meant, Marcus. Okay, that's it for the second one.
No, you're wrong.
We've done Hawaiian and cheese.
She watches her.
I don't know. It's public. Stop.
Okay.
What value do we get for piece number 2? 7 over 27. Okay,
So,
my last one. We're doing cheese and pepperoni. So we start with cheese. 1/9. 80 over 120.
Plus 5 nines.
Plus 5 nines.
40 over 27.
my bad.
Well, dang.
You don't have to do math for that.
So the
Just
last
add
line.
13 and 7.
What did you just say?
You just add 13 and 7. Like that, 27.
Okay, once you get these first 2 pieces, this has to be a total of 27 to begin with. So if this is 13 and this was 7, that gives me 20, right? Which means this has to be
Yeah, just
7.
do it.
Okay, that's a shortcut.
Damn, what
Which
smart.
piece does Greg want?
He probably
Piece
wants,
The pepperoni, what?
He wants piece 1.
piece 1,
What's
That's
piece
that's the
one?
Hawaiian, right?
I guess, or
Look.
piece 2. No, he would want piece 1.
Look,
Oh,
this
no,
is piece 1,
I-
piece 2, piece 3. Which one's higher?
Piece one.
Piece 1. He's going to want
Piece
piece
one.
1. Any questions?
No.
Yeah, I got a question for you. Okay, so
Okay. Did I have to do with this?